is one of the most prominent film festivals in the world. So one can only wonder how it got this reputation. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show Entourage, but I have a clip from it that gives a realistic portrayal of the festival. Actually shot on location, shooting all the children and animation. Did you see that? You see the show up there. And today I want to review with you the history of the Cannes Film Festival and its impact on the world. Also, I want to highlight the most significant award and notable winners. First off, I'll talk about the history. As fascism swept through Europe in the 1930s, many artistic outlets were constrained by Italian and German governments. This was especially true in the film industry. The Venice Film Festival was completely censored and controlled by these fascist governments. So many felt it was necessary to create a festival that was free of the influences. Benjamin Craig, a director and author of the famous guide, Cannes, a Festival Version Guide, said that in those days, the Venice Film Festival, and chiefly its awards, was as much about national prestige of participating countries as it was about the films. As the decades marched on, both the official selection and the prize winners began to noticeably favor the countries in the fascist alliance. So when Jean Zay, which is a French Minister of National Education, he was able to successfully establish the Cannes Film Festival with a proposal from Philippe Berlanger and with the help of the British and the Americans. Also, according to Benjamin Craig, he said that Cannes was chosen as the host city because of its sunny and enchanting location. However, most people acknowledge that the real reason for selection was the fact that the municipal authorities agreed to cough up the dough to build a dedicated venue for the event. And the first festival was supposed to take place in September of 1939, but due to France's declaration of war against Germany, it was postponed to 1946, which is after World War II. And it was an extreme success, but it was heavily criticized by the Franco-Italian government, since they said that this was France's way of resisting their influences. The festival also introduced the principle of equality, since each member of the jury came from a different country and therefore wasn't biased in any way. Now I want to talk about the highlight or the impact that the Cannes Festival has had on the world. The festival itself lasts a mere week and a half, and is not open to the general public, but it does expose many independent European films to the world. That might remain unknown without this opportunity. The Cannes Film Festival also allows already highly regarded directors to showcase their skills. Jill Forbes and Sarah Street, who are co-authors of the European Cinema, An Introduction, claim that Cannes became extremely important for critical and commercial interests, and for European attempts to sell films on the basis of their artistic quality. So as one can see, the impact on the world is profound, because people all over the world now have a place to look for critically acclaimed, non-domestic films, or foreign films. Now I want to review the awards of the festival. The main competition consists of 8 awards, including the Golden Palm, which is, picture that right here. There's Clint Eastwood receiving the Golden Palm, and that's it's the equivalent to like the Oscar for Best Picture. And the notable winners of this are La Dolce Vita by Federico Fellini, Apocalypse Now by Francis Ford Coppola, Taxi Driver by Martin Scorsese, Fahrenheit 9/11 by Michael Moore, and Cage Musha by Akira Kurosawa. All these awards are given out by a jury, and the jury is made up of international artists who have who are respected by their peers and who have received some sort of recognition in their careers. And presidents of juries have included Tim Burton and Robert De Niro. And the presidents have the final say in which movies win. So I have a clip for you about how they make the decision.
Or whatever, Hollywoodized, and this was a film for me that I felt I was watching from another country, from another perspective, and the themes, using some fantasy elements, but in a way that I'd never really seen before. So I just felt it was, like a beautiful, strange dream that you don't see very often. I'm very happy.
So he was talking about the winner of the Gold Palm in 2010. I think that's a really good decision. And so today I talk about the history of the Cannes Film Festival, its impact on the world, and the different awards given out. And as you can see, the film festival is a great way for up-and-coming directors to get their films out in the open, and also for already established directors to pad their reputations.
So, Jonathan, what did you think?
I thought it was pretty good. It's just, the only thing that kind of bothered me at the beginning was the video clip. I don't know. It was kind of like, kind of like could see it bigger. Felt like you were kind of reading off the cards too much. Not too much hype. Other than that, at least it's pretty cool.
All right, I kind of thought you rushed the opening. You started talking before I think anybody realized you were going to begin. Step to the center, step up to the audience, start your presentation, then go back and do the clip. I think that would be fine. I thought your goal was pretty well laid out. We know where you're going with this. You have a very solid preview of the material. The video clip was fine as a part of your attention device, kind of reminding people or telling people who aren't aware of it what it's really like and how many people are there and what goes on. I think there's a lot of information about the festival that doesn't get included, and I think that you miss a trick then to make it a little bit more interesting, like some of the controversies over the selections over the years, or the way it has been used to glamorize the industry. You do mention the notion that the festival has been used to kind of sell ideas, films to people around the world, and that there's some measure of quality, and especially to bring attention to films that might not have otherwise gotten that kind of attention. But it's interesting to me that all the examples that you used are the kinds of people that would be never in need of attention from the Cannes Film Festival. I mean, you got Clint Eastwood and Martin Scorsese, and you mentioned Kurosawa and Tim Burton and some other people like that. And those are not people that need the attention of the Cannes Film Festival to sell their films. So it seemed to me like maybe you needed a few other examples. I didn't think that those needed to be excluded, but they don't illustrate the point that you were talking about in the one section of the speech. Your internal signpost on the second point was very clear. I thought you had a nice summary as you went to that. When you got to the third point, though, it just seemed like you dumped into it. Now I'm on the third point. And I thought that was a little bit awkward, and it wasn't as smooth as it needed to be. I thought you did an excellent job about citing material. You had some quotes that you used to describe the festival and the way it's perceived, and you had some nice historical information in that first section that I think people ought to find interesting. The visual material, I know what Jonathan's talking about. In other words, when you show, let's forget the YouTube clips for just a second. When you show the picture that you have of the Palme d'Or that's being awarded at Eastwood, I'm getting all the software background there. You know, show us the picture, get everything else out of the way, so that's what we're looking at. And the same thing is problematic. You know how to do that, to enlarge it so that it takes up the screen. That's what you needed to do, and I think that that would have been a little bit smoother. It wasn't that distracting, but it was a little distracting, and I think I see what Jonathan's talking about there. I do also agree that you have a tendency to look down and read a little bit more than you want to. This is material you know pretty well. It seems like it comes across like you're interested in this and that you want to talk about it. So except for the quotes or the occasional list that you have to get to, I think you want to try and avoid having too many notes in your hands. You want to be talking to us and relating to us a little more. Again, that's something we're going to emphasize more on the next go-round, so it's not a big problem here, but it'd be something that you want to watch out for next time. Thank you.